What's up? Machen here with CMPI and Bitcoin promo code joining you for, we're going to do some pretty cool stuff with Calendly, Zapier, Trello, and our Google Calendar. So today I'm going to give you a little recipe, just like you're baking a cake, except for instead of a delicious, pie. I like pie better anyway, right? Instead of a delicious pie, we're making a pie, right? Instead of that, this recipe will give you the ability to schedule with an entire team or your own personal meetings, and manage events, as well as visualize those in a calendar fashion. So let's say you're managing projects and let's say you have a family. Let's say any of these things where you'll have regular tasks that come up, like paying the bills, as well as impromptu tasks, and maybe even people calling you away to be scheduled to do something, show up to work, or if you're responsible for your own time, maybe you need a way to coordinate with other people transparently. I experienced a problem when building a team of people to coordinate efforts with on multiple projects. If it's just one project, one team, there's a lot of really simple solutions out of the box. But what we're going to do today will actually give you the framework to where you can implement this recipe to any number of individual calendars to be aggregated in any fashion to one area, one calendar in Google. We'll take Calendly and let people be able to schedule meetings with us. And if our calendar is full, our Google Calendar doesn't have a spot there, then someone won't be able to take time away from us, which will give us the ability to avoid double booking. Also, all of this kind of stuff can be implemented and integrated into CRMs and that kind of stuff if you are a salesperson, business owner, or entrepreneur. So let's get started. I see we have some guests. Guys, y'all want to chime in? You're more than welcome. If you got any questions, you want to say hi as we get started, and I'm going to get these pages open.
I just wanted to really say that this is I've seen it already, and it's a solution that I was myself struggling with for 2 or 3 years that just drove me absolutely bonkers why it couldn't work properly. I couldn't get it to work how I wanted it to. So what Machen showed me, this is what he's showing us right now again, is a solution to the problem. So definitely very grateful.
Cool, happy about that. And looks like our other guest is currently muted, doesn't have anything to share. But if you have any questions, you can type them too. And if you're catching this in the replay, be sure to join us on facebook.com/crypto mining passive income. And join the crypto mining passive income group there. Upgrade to the CMPI official group to join us for live sessions like this and train with your business. So these 4 pieces of software each have their own individual reasons, 1,000 different applications. I'm going to show you how to do this so you can follow along, and as well, we'll put together like a little one-page walkthrough so that you'll have some hands-on instructions. Pretty much what we're looking at doing here is creating an account at calendly.com. What Calendly will do is, for free, you can have upgraded versions to do all kinds of stuff. For free, it'll let you schedule events and integrate with your Google Calendar. So if you have a Google account, or you can create a secondary Google account. I actually have Google accounts, and every domain, so I have 100 domains, 100 domains can go to that one Google account, and that one Google account can have my main name for my main company, so I can go like Machen at cmpigroup.org and multiple email addresses and multiple accounts be able to sign in. So that's what's kind of cool about Calendly using a Google sign-in, is you can take advantage of all the things that Google can do, and we'll look at that here in just a moment. So you'll need to create an account. Go ahead and get the free trial. I recommend the full paid version. I'm always punching my microphone. I recommend the full paid version just because it has all these integrations like PayPal and Stripe even. So if you want to, if you're a consultant or coach or something of that nature, you can actually gate time or consultations or booking, etc. With paid events. I've actually even integrated this in a rental service. So somebody had a piece of property that they wanted to rent, and another person had a luxury vehicle that they wanted to rent. And we used Calendly to set in the integrations for the payment so that they were able to have people book when they could stay at that place, and they just open the availability on the Google Calendar. And then people come in, they book, and they make a payment, and that reserves the spot, updates it on the Google Calendar, sends emails, it'll send text messages, all that kind of stuff. So super powerful tool, no credit card to get started, free to get started, but I do recommend the, I think it's $10 a month upgrade, and you can take a better look at that once you get in there. Letting Zapier load here, bear with me. Again, we'll use our Google account to log in to Zapier. And I just created a little integration here recently. So it knows who I am. Let's try this. I don't want to have to confirm accounts, so I don't know. We'll see what accounts it logs us into. So, sorry I didn't practice this before, but it's really not difficult. Most people don't have 500 Google accounts, so you won't have the same problem that I'm having right now. So we're going to sign into Zapier, and we're going to use our whatever preferred email our Gmail is, the same one that we want the calendar to sync to. It doesn't have to be the same one. And I'll show you exactly how that all works. But what we're doing here with Zapier is you have a Google account and you have a Calendly account. Now, Calendly can see your schedule and take and tell when you're available and take time off your calendar and all that kind of stuff and send people notifications. And what we would like to do is have Calendly also tell Trello. And you can use Trello to create a board. And if you're not familiar with Trello, the best kind of board to create, or one of the best best templates you could have is simple to do, or simple project manager, right? And we'll just do Kanban as the style. We'll do like backlog. We'll do to do. We'll do doing, and we'll do done. And here we can come in and add things like wash the car, add social media stuff for company A, etc. And we can have the actual to-dos like set up suite calendar thing and share video to Facebook. So we're gonna actually move this to the doing, and now we're doing it. But how can this actually show up in our calendar and make sure that we stay on task inside of that as well? And how could, in fact, we use a board like this to say, instead of a project manager, maybe we could integrate all these. Let's say you have a whole team. You could create a board that could be my company team, my company sales team. And this company sales team, you have agent Majin, and you have, may I use your name, Corey? Agent Corey. All right, and so let's say we want agent Majin and agent Corey to show up on manager Bob, their calendar. We don't actually have a Bob here, so I'm going to use the one that I set up this morning to kind of demonstrate this. It won't have a whole lot of content, but it'll be able to display what we're doing here, so I'm sure you guys will love it. So the point here is now you can see multiple events on this calendar. the way to sync these is have Calendly. Every agent has Calendly. Have Calendly connect to Zapier. We do that pretty easily. We just come in here and go Calendly. And we go Trello. And we want when someone invitee created, we want to create a card. And since it's Machen setting this up for the sales agent Machen, you would use this Zap, and that would be the agent that signs into Calendly. Here in this first step, we'll go through some pretty self-explanatory steps. If this is super confusing to you, then just ask us to do it for you. We'll do it for you. If there are costs involved, it would be insanely cheap. We're trying to give people a hand up. Really depends on the scale of what you're trying to do. If it's just you, one person trying to do this, let's set 15 minutes and make it happen. But like I said, we're in Calendly. We have my Calendly attached here. We want to go ahead and continue. We did that pretty easily by just clicking, giving authorization, and then we go, oh, okay, it has a test event. We're going to go ahead and grab that test event so that the Majigit can check and make sure that it works. The second part of this recipe for the pie that we're baking and displaying all these meetings on Trello so that we can display them on a manager's calendar or on team leader's calendar, or if you're in direct sales, maybe you have a structure to your company that has teams and legs. So pretty simple. Attach Calendly, move that second part of the recipe to Trello, create a card there. That card will go to your account. You'll have to attach your account. I've already attached my account that is Trello. You'll just click a button here. It'll ask you to authorize your sign in to Trello. You do so, save and continue. It'll ask you to set up the template. What do you want it to look like? Okay, well, we want to check and look at that tool for the My Company sales team board that we just created. And inside of there, we're going to choose a list. This is the agent Machen. So we're going to choose that list. And what will the name of the card be? Well, now's where it gets fun. We can go, this is the name of the card. Or we can do something way fancier, and this is why everybody loves Zapier. We can say, here's the name of the meeting. The name is the person's name who we're meeting with the person. And maybe there's a tag or some information we're grabbing out of Calendly. We can get every piece of information that we need directly from Zapier because we've connected our Calendly account, and we can start doing all sorts of stuff. So we're going to grab meeting with so-and-so at a time. And then we can get all sorts of other information like Machen, or you can do whatever you want. Agent will be meeting with person's name to discuss. Say you had them fill out questions and answers. This person didn't particularly fill that out. Optional. Could be blank. Whatever. So another way to do this would be the way that I prefer, which would be maybe we'll set this a whole bunch of information in here, like we'll say name. And we'll say we want the event type. Maybe it's a webinar, maybe it's a meeting, maybe it's a consultation, maybe it's a whatever. You can start grabbing information that might be useful. Okay, and so maybe we want to add labels, add all these items that Trello makes available. We can do that. We can choose a lot of different options. And we are going to choose a due date. This is super important here. It says optional, but this is super important for this recipe. We need to get that due date to be the event start time. Okay, so it could be any form. Google will be able to pick that up. So if there's anything that we need to get, maybe the person attached files or any of these items, we can do that. If Trello has a checklist of the things that you need to do when you have a certain type of meeting, you can make conditional branching and all that here in Zapier. That's fun. That's exciting. But what's happening here? So here's what's going to happen. We're going to grab this information and we're going to pass it to Trello. Interesting. There's a main reason we're doing this. Let's go ahead and hit it real quick and let's turn that Zap on. And we should be able to now see the card appear here. The test should have ran. Boom, there's our card. Cool. So that wasn't super pretty. We might change that recipe up and how the name looks here, unless you like reading like computers. But there are some things that are pretty awesome, like due dates and all that good stuff. The reason that's important is ultimately we're going to come over here to these power-ups when we create a board. And we've now imported cards with due dates. On our power-up, we add the calendar power-up, which gives our, I can almost type calendar, gives our Trello board the ability for us to visualize this in a calendar format. And it also gives us one extra thing, which is enabling sync with a Google Calendar. And so this is where it gets from Calendly is kind of cool, but what if you have 100 sales agents and you need to know where all of them are on one board, one calendar? Okay, well, here's where that happens. You have each of them set this up to drop into a team Trello board. All their meetings start populating here. You enable sync. You grab this little code here. You don't hit this button or else it'll change this code. You only hit this button if you want it to disconnect from Google or if you're having some other issues, or you can hit disable. But essentially, we'll go over to Google now. And on the left-hand side of our calendar, when we go to calendar.google.com and we're logged in into any board that we would like, maybe it's the sales manager's board, maybe it's our personal board. Maybe I want to sync it to my personal calendar so that all of the events that I have go onto my calendar. Or maybe I want it to where all of my sales agents go onto my sales manager calendar. Or maybe I want all of the people in our field and all of their jobs onto independent districts calendar. This is the easiest way to do this. This is easily $100 worth of information for you to go out and help with your consulting or whatever, as well as applying to your business. Easily save you $100 of time a week adding all this together. So what do we actually do? Whenever you're signed in, you'll come over here to other calendars, hit our little plus button, and there's a lot of options. Subscribe would be if we had other Googles. We want to, from URL, grab this and add the calendar. Now this is going to give it some ugly name, most likely. Calendar added. Here's the ugly name. We can come in here and call this my company sales team calendar. Just like we had our Trello board, boom, boom. And other information like, do we want to know when responses are made? Yeah, I'd like an email to this main thing when there's something updated on this calendar, or whatever your choice may be. So with that, we'll be able to go back and see 1,000 agents or just one, whatever we prefer. I'll uncheck all of these calendars here. And what you'll see is there was a meeting at 4 p.m. with Urbano Garcia at this time, based on this Trello card, that we can go back and begin taking notes regarding our meeting or whatever. Now everything's connected and automated. And one of the most brilliant things that I was mentioning earlier is in Calendly, if something's on your schedule, someone can't take time from you. So I have my Calendly attached to my personal email. And then I have my personal email on my iPhone along with my work emails and everything. So I can actually see on my iPhone all the different calendar events for any day, color coded by the team, by the calendars, and all that. So it's easy for me to look down when I wake up. Oh, okay, I got plenty of time to make some coffee, whatever, right? Or plan out my day. In fact, we're about to head to the grocery store. So with that, I'll let you go. If you enjoyed this video, please let me know that I'm on track. If you found it useless and uninforming, let me know what you're looking for. We have to be asked, we don't know what we don't know, that we don't know, that we know that we need to tell you to know. So with that, you got any questions, Corey? Where are we at?
No, that's amazing.
I think we could break it down to a simple page, right? Like a recipe, what you'll need, ingredients, boom, boom, boom.
Yeah.
Steps, blah, 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 blah. There was probably, 15 steps, a dozen steps? It's not
We got the recording. I'm going to get my team, a simple team, to start using this for sure, especially with the fast track and everything. It's going to turn into chaos, and this is another solution that we can help.
Boom. Goes the dynamite, I think is the thing. I love that guy. Do you know that guy? Caster. You'll have to YouTube it. Urbano, questions? Good. If you're good, you don't have to say anything. If you have questions, you're muted and we can't hear you. All right. Thank you, Crypto Mining Passive Income Group. Again, Machen here. Hope this finds you well, and I'll see you at the top to the left of the decimal. See you soon, guys. Peace.